Welcome back into Twin Cities Live. This is a really important segment. So anxiety can be sneaky. Sometimes you don't realize how anxious you are until a knot builds up in your neck.
Yeah.
Or we have a strong, emotional outburst to a family member or friend, or we start having trouble falling asleep.
Well, today is a review on what anxiety can look and feel like and 3 simple and effective ways to manage it. Dr. Karin Ryan with Nystrom and Associates is here to lead us through this conversation. Okay, I feel like we hear a lot about this, like, oh, I have anxiety. Like, it's a word that people throw around a lot, but truly medically, what is anxiety?
Anxiety presents differently. I think that's why it's so important to talk about, because anxiety is a kind of a state of feeling unease or worrying about different things, and there's really different ways to watch for it. And I think sometimes we can miss certain ways. So when we talk about what exactly is anxiety, it presents in 4 different ways, right? So one of the first ways that it can present is physically, right? Where you feel it, your heart is racing, you feel sweaty, you might feel tense, might feel shaky, so you feel it physically. We can also feel it emotionally. That's when we feel nervous, we feel apprehensive, we're kind of not at ease, feeling overwhelmed. We can also experience it cognitively, right? Which is how we think about things. So we might have ruminating thoughts, we might have something that we're really worried about. We can catastrophize, so think about the worst case scenario. And then also behaviorally, right? So we might avoid certain things that make us feel anxious, or we might have difficulty sleeping. And so it's really important to know that it can present. Sometimes we have all of them, you know, and sometimes it really manifests in one way or another. So the more we can recognize it, the better we can do something about it.
So when does anxiety become a problem, or when does it hit that it goes over that threshold of just maybe worry, stress? You know, I remember just playing as a professional athlete. I mean, there's anxiety before games, the night before. I always felt like, this is healthy, right? I should be a little nervous for this thing. But when does it go from being sort of healthy and normal to I need to go talk to somebody about this?
Great question. I love that you're highlighting. There's a healthy level of stress because that motivates us, right? To be interested and be motivated to do our best. When it becomes something where you want to seek additional support is when it really starts to impede your functioning. So that's something I no longer can, it's getting in my way at work, right? I find that I'm wanting to avoid social situations that I know would actually be enjoyable, but my anxiety is preventing me from doing that. Or before a game, right, there's some anxiety, but then during the game you find yourself so in your head and worried about things that then you're not performing as you want to. So really you watch for that difficulty in functioning, or not being able to function as you'd like to, right? But the skills we're going to talk about, what's just great, is any range of anxiety. Sometimes we're anxious for 30 minutes. It's a day we're anxious. Sometimes we find ourselves anxious for a period of time. And again, that's when it's ongoing. That's another time when you'd want to seek additional support that's there for you.
Yeah, and sometimes you wake up and you're like, I feel this way.
Yes.
Why do I feel anxious?
Right.
Today is just another day, but you've got some tools to help us get through that anxiety.
And what you highlight, Kelly, so well is that there's such a connection too. So sometimes our body feels a way and then it sends a message to our brain, so they're all connected. So it's tapping into whatever we're feeling, right? So there's 3 skills I want to talk about today. The first one is not going to surprise you. Be like, yeah, deep breathing. But I highlight it because it really is so effective, and so many of us think we do it and we don't.
Right.
We don't actually do deep belly breathing, right?
Okay.
So belly breathing is I get the pillow, right?
I wanna do
and that is sitting back and feeling support and really putting your hand on your belly button and lower and having your belly rise and fall. We tend to do it in our chest, so we want to go.
That feels nice.
Feels nice.
Why
And
the
so-
belly breathing? Why
Because
there?
when we get anxious, we tend to take more of the shallow breaths, so in our chest. So you think of when we're anxious, right? But that doesn't give us the air that we need, doesn't oxygenate us as well. And when we take that deep belly breath, it kicks in a relaxation, right? It kicks in the part of our brain, our body that says, oh, we can relax a little bit.
Does that also maybe act as a distraction too?
Yeah.
Like you're thinking about something else happening in your body.
100%.
Okay.
And so it's you get me to the second one. The first one is deep breathing. The second one is being aware of your thoughts, and can you shift and change your thoughts? And specifically, this tool is called the thought stopping technique, okay? So when we ruminate, for myself, I will get on the same thing over and over and over again, right? And so what we want to do is it's called thought stopping. So you can visualize a stop sign. I say to myself, Karen, stop it. That is my tone in my head. Karen, stop it. Stop, take a deep breath, what we just practiced, and then I observe. what am I feeling anxious about? What is happening? And what are the actual facts? Oh, I feel like this person's really mad at me, or they're disappointed I didn't follow up on this. And then I can oftentimes go and say, like, they're actually not upset with me at all, but I feel bad I didn't complete that, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you observe, you check the facts, you see if you can shift it. Okay, nobody's actually mad at me. And then the fourth step is to proceed. Like, what am I gonna do now? I'm not gonna sit and dwell on this and ruminate more. I'm gonna go and do my next task, or I'm gonna email that person if I'm worried about it.
Right.
So the stopping is like, stop, take a deep breath, observe, check the facts, and then think about how do I want to shift my thinking and my behavior.
And I'm going to guess through that sort of asking yourself why, answering that, answering the own why to those questions that you're answering yourself.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you do have to be very honest about the why part of it, right? You can't kind of like lie to yourself, because you're going to catch yourself in that same little loop. So
You're so correct. Because what we do, Ben, is we're like, but I feel,
Yeah.
right? And like feelings can be so powerful, and like they're meanly convincing. And you're like, no, feelings are not fact. Feelings are really valid.
Feelings
are not fact. I'm going to recognize how I feel, but I'm going to really work hard to find that alternate perspective and what might be more of an accurate perspective.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perspective
Feelings are
on
not
this.
fact.
So before we go on to the third one, I want to go back to the breathing. When you are belly breathing, are you just breathing normally, or do you like to maybe hold at the top, or hold for a few seconds and release, or are you just trying to focus on just the belly and just doing your normal breathing?
Yeah, you highlight. So in the best kind of breathing that we want to do, it's being slow. Right, it's holding a little bit at the top, it's holding a little at the bottom, and slowing it down.
Right.
So some people find it really helpful to count to 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, in, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that again, that gets your mind off something else. You're distracted. You're getting off that feedback loop of like anxiety and focusing on something else. But if that makes you, sometimes that makes people feel like almost like they're hyperventilating. So really then the
Like
goal
they're holding
is,
their breath.
seriously, my main goal for you is to just get that belly to rise and fall.
Sometimes I do like the box breathing, right? Where I envision I'm creating a box. And also, truly, sometimes when I feel anxious, I have to tell myself, this is me being anxious.
100%.
It's literally talking yourself out of something.
It really is.
And just really recognizing that it's a feeling that will go away.
Yes. And when those feelings come up, it's being able to validate, I feel so anxious right now, I'm really uncomfortable. I have things that I can do to help calm down. I won't feel like this forever.
Right.
I can breathe, I can stop, take awareness of my thoughts and shift. Yep.
And the last one for just a few seconds is really easy. Just get up and obviously just move your body.
Move your body, right? Don't sit and spin, don't sit and swirl. Get up, move your body. Walk, bike, yoga, stretch, swing your arms down the hall. That's what I do sometimes at work, literally walking down the hall. But bilateral movement, moving your body, helps kind of get you out of that stuck.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, moving your body can just cure a lot of little things. So I really appreciate it.
My
I love when
pleasure.
you're here. Thank you
Thanks for
so
talking about
much.
it.
Okay, Nystrom and Associates provides care in the fields of psychiatry, psychology, family therapy, and much more. We've got their contact information right there on TwinCitiesLive.com.
Okay.